Hello, my name is Yancey Hill, and I'll be analyzing lines 1 through 30 of Act 4, Scene 1. In these lines, it starts off with Friar Lawrence and Paris. And Paris is currently trying to set up a wedding for him and Juliet, unaware that Juliet has already gotten married to Romeo. So, Friar Lawrence is insisting to Paris that Paris is trying to rush it and say on Thursday. And Friar Lawrence is saying, well, you're kind of coming out of nowhere, rushing into this. Are you sure you want to do this? And Paris is already claiming Lord Capulet as his father. These scenes really show. Um, the different gender roles in society around this time and how women really didn't have a say in what goes on in their lives. Here we see that Paris has already stated that, like Paris is already claiming that they might as well be married, calling Juliet's father his, like a father-in-law, and not giving her a chance to put input in. Friar Lawrence then says, "You say you do not know the lady's mind. Uneven is the course. I like it not." So, Friar Lawrence is saying that Paris basically doesn't know Juliet. He doesn't know what type of person Juliet is. He's saying that he doesn't know how she acts or how she feels towards things. And he's saying that Paris also hasn't planned for this. He's coming up out the blue saying that he wants to date Juliet, even though Friar Lawrence thinks Paris doesn't know what he wants in a sense. And then here we see how much of a terrible person you could say Paris is. Because the next few lines he states are, "Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore have I little talked of love. For Venus smiles not in house of tears. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous, that she did not give her sorrow so much sway." So, what this is saying is, he's not saying it directly, but you can kind of feel where he's coming from when he says, "She weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore have I little talked of love." It's making it seem as if Paris is saying he's giving her space because her cousin just recently died, but some could interpret it as him saying as if he's taking advantage of her death, of her cousin's death, and trying to woo her that way. Well, trying to learn of her through her cousin's death and sort of trying to get her to feel more comfortable with him. Then he says her father counts it dangerous that she does not give her sorrow so much sway. Basically, he's saying her father is untrusted of how she's giving her sorrow. And his wisdom haste our marriage. And it's saying that this is like her cousin's death is what's making them trying to rush the wedding between her and Paris. It's as if her father is scared that he might lose Juliet before they get married. Inundation of her tears, which too much minded by herself alone may be put by society. Now, Paris is telling the Friar Lawrence that he does not know the reason why they're so hasty to get the marriage. He's basically saying Friar Lawrence is ignorant towards the situation. And this is where Juliet enters, and this is where her and Paris have their interaction. So Paris is already claiming her as his wife, and again, that shows the gender roles that goes on in this society and how women don't really have a role and how men kind of force them into these relationships. And Julia is saying that may be, sir, when I may be a wife. She's saying that she may be a wife one day, which is basically not his. and it must be that that may be and Paris says that must be love on Thursday next, and this is where he's telling Juliet that they're going to get married next Thursday, and she's saying that she's basically saying, I was not aware of this. Who told you this? And Paris is saying you have to make your confessions now before you get married and all this. And then this is where Juliet confesses that she does not love Paris. She loves somebody else. Thank you.